coming to you live from the ReliefFactor.com studio. The number to call in 1-800-655-MIKE, 1-800-655-MIKE, or 1-800-655-6453. Or you can also go to MikeOnline.com. That's MikeOnline.com. Again, I just want to take the time to thank Mike Gallagher for allowing me to sit behind his microphone, as well as his team. Derek Klingel, producer, Eric Hansen, who's off today, but Dan is in my ear. Tracy, Yuri, I know you're out there. Lou, that's behind my back, that has got my back right here at theanswerorlando.com. Lou is so quiet. I always forget to mention him, but he does a lot to make sure that things go right here in the studio that I'm in. So I want to say thank you to Lou as well. Guys, there's a lot that I want to touch on today, a lot of audio clips that we have to play for you. I'm going to start a little differently in this hour because I want to go through 5 solutions that'll transform the blue cities in America. And I want to talk about that because as big as the story is with Mar-a-Lago, and it has implications for every single one of us. And by the way, did you know the same people that investigated the Russia collusion hoax, Spygate, that are responsible for it, the division of people within the counterintelligence team, if you will, of the FBI, are the same people that are responsible for raiding Mar-a-Lago? This is insane. This is the world that we're living in. Kash Patel disclosed this information. Ron Sperry has written about it as well at Real Clear Investigations. We'll get into that a little bit. And again, remember, I was telling you yesterday, and hopefully we'll have a little more time to get into that today, that the counterintelligence agency within the FBI or team is going to be the hardest to dismantle. But nonetheless, that they have to be dismantled. The FBI has to be dismantled. We can't have a society where the elites make arbitrary laws that do not apply to them. They can do whatever they please. They create laws in their favor, and in order for them to get ahead in life and to get more power, to gain more power, but they want to crush you. And that's exactly what the left is doing. This isn't a two-tiered justice system. We don't have a justice system if this chaos continues. And this is why I believe, and I made the case yesterday, that we have to dismantle the FBI. By the way, if you want to follow me, you can do so on social media, The Carl Jackson Show, The Carl Jackson Show. Make sure you use the word "the" everywhere that I am on social media. Also, check out my podcast, SalemPodcastNetwork.com, The Carl Jackson Show. Yesterday, what I decided to do after leaving this show, I actually recorded a podcast where I just talked about and focused on the Hillary Clinton email scandal, because I don't think we talk about it enough. And obviously I went over it on the show yesterday. But if you want to take that audio or video and share it with friends, please do so, because we have to understand what's going on, and we have to understand the atrocities that Hillary Clinton committed. The scandal, it was a big scandal, lots of crimes, people killed as a result, and nobody talks about it. We just say Hillary Clinton email scandal, and we kind of go on with it. But I give the details of that. So check out the podcast, thecarljacksonshow.com, SalemPodcastNetwork.com. I want to start in a different place. Because I love bashing the Democrat Party, because they deserve to be bashed. In all frankness and all honesty, they deserve to be bashed. Hat tip the blaze. I am going to kill you. Third suspect arrested for alleged hate crime. A grandmother says she was attacked for being a white Trump supporter. Now, I read this article actually a couple of weeks ago, I believe, when it first hit the Blaze, and they always have interesting stories there on theblaze.com. But there were 3 black young females that beat up a white female that was on a bus in New York City. The lady was 57 years old. They attacked her for no reason except that she was white. I'll go through some of the details today. The third person has finally been arrested. And guys, I just want to prepare you. This is what's, let me just be completely real with you. Crime in America is going to get worse. Crime in America is going to get worse because the left wants it to get worse. The left wants chaos. They don't want stability. They want chaos. And unfortunately, what they've done to my community, what they've done to the black community is systematically destroyed the black community by removing the fathers out of the home. And we're seeing the results of that. You know why the left doesn't like to talk about the traditional family? And we're going to talk about the traditional family. And I got to tell you, even some conservatives kind of shy away from the social issues. It's the dumbest thing you could ever do as a conservative because social issues are going to save our society. Social issues are going to keep the blessing of God, the favor of God upon our society. The traditional family, listen, guys, I went through the gamut, all right? I had a child out of wedlock. I lived a crazy, crazy lifestyle, BC, before Christ, and I'm not perfect today. But here's what I've always understood, that the traditional family is the best place where you get your training for life. It's where you learn how to treat people. It's where you learn how to behave. It's where you should learn how to read and write, respect your elderlies, respect your elders. Respect your peers. It's the place where you learn the most in the beginning. Now, the left has began to change that. Actually, they have changed that in academia, and even some on the right have fallen for that. I've heard people on the right, get my kid in preschool at freaking 2 years old. Oh my God, people. Don't you understand what the left is doing? See, this is what they've done to the black community, and they've utterly destroyed the black community. And if you fall for this left-wing nonsense, they'll destroy your community as well. Now, we're all the American people, but let's face it, the left is successful at creating blocks of American people in order to divide us. They've done an effective job in the black community. Very effective job. Going back to the article, a New York City teenager accused of attacking a 57-year-old grandmother on a bus was arrested on Tuesday. The suspect allegedly committed a hate crime and threatened to murder the victim. Janiyah Williams, 19, was arrested in Coney Island and charged with assault in the second and third degree as a hate crime. Assault in the second or menacing in the third degree as a hate crime, aggravated harassment in the second degree, and menacing. Fox News has reported this. Williams was one of 3 suspects who allegedly ganged up on the victim. This happened on July 9th. The other suspects, ages 15 and 16, were both arrested on July 26th, but were not named because they are minors. The underage suspects also face assault and aggravated harassment charges, classified as hate crimes. The bad news is that this happened in New York. So I don't think these young ladies are going to get the due that they deserve, but they should. They should. The alleged hate crime attack took place on an MTA bus driving in the Woodhaven neighborhood of the Borough of Queens. Guys, these young girls went up to this lady because she happened to be white. They started telling her how ugly her skin was. They started berating her. They asked her the question if she liked Trump, and she said, yes, I do love Trump. And they proceeded to beat her. This is what's happening in the black community. Why? Because there aren't fathers. I know I'm going to make some people mad, but I don't care. That's what I'm here for. Because there aren't fathers in the home to beat their behinds.